What's happened is our immigration is out of control, both legal and illegal. So the first thing we have to do is deal with the illegal immigrants. They have to go. They're here illegally. By very definition of the fact, they have come here illegally. They should be detained and they should be deported. But in the same way that I'm saying on Twitter, foreign criminals in our prisons, 10,500 of them, we now know how many, they should be deported. If you come here and you commit crime, you should be deported. There's no reason for you to stay here.
Nigel Farage seemed to set his face against that in one interview he did recently, when he did it. So you're not for mass deportations, and he said, no, I'm not going down that route.
But this is deportations of illegal.
I'm talking about that.
Migrants. So I'm giving you my opinion.
Right. Okay.
I mean, whatever Nigel's opinion is his opinion. We're a band of five merry men, and we have our own opinions.
Yeah.
I have different opinions to Nigel on devolution. I would reverse devolution. I think devolution was a very bad thing. I think the Senate and the Scottish government is basically, that's running a fraud funded by the British taxpayer through the Barnett formula.
Yeah.
So I think it's an absolute scam, the whole thing. The judiciary is in bed with the police, and the police are in bed with the politicians. I mean, the whole thing is just an awful example of devolution. The Senate too, I mean, a lot of Welsh people, I said this at the conference, and it's not our policy, but it's my view. At the end of the day, the Senate is very unpopular in Wales, and we're probably going to do quite well in Wales and Scotland. So look, I mean, we're a party where thankfully we can still have our own opinions. That doesn't necessarily, you don't have to parrot the party line. I think we can all talk about it. And my view is firmly, you start with the illegal migrants and you deport them. You detain them and you deport them. If they come over in a boat, and I wouldn't make it that comfortable either. I would put them in a tented camp on a West Coast island until they were deported to wherever they should be living.
Yeah.
Because most of these people have come through safe countries, Peter. You know, the treaties allow us to actually send them back.
And also, many of them
we're paying a fortune to France.
Yes.
And is France functioning as it should do?
Yeah.
Not really. Do you trust the French to deliver what we're sending them 500 million a year to do? Clearly, it's not working. So no, I'm very clear that if Britain is to rebuild itself, we have to have, the law is the law. Come here illegally, you don't stay. The Australians showed us how to do it. They stopped anybody who came illegally was sent back, or they were sent to a processing centre offshore. I've forgotten the name of it. It was called, there's an island they send them all to, something. Anyway, so zero tolerance. And by the way, if you come illegally, they never ever will accept you if you apply to come and live legally. So the penalty is come illegally, you're never going to come legally. Good rule. I like that rule. And Australia has virtually zero problems with illegal immigration.
Right.
So then you've got too much legal immigration. It's really the legal immigration which causes a much bigger problem. And that's what we've talked about with Boris. Boris said one thing and did another. Let huge numbers of people in, not necessarily vetted, not necessarily going to make an actual contribution to our economy. Proper sort of managed immigration should be, you want to bring in people who are going to contribute to skill sets that you don't have and you need. And that's how it should be done. So our view is in the short term, you need zero net immigration. And that's, even net immigration being zero is not great if you're losing your best people and you're replacing even more lower grade people. And look, there are good people who come into the country and contribute. But equally, I think there are lots of people who are so strongly of the view that their culture is better than the Christian culture which they're coming to, that they continue to live their lives in the way that they want to live their lives. They may work very effectively, but they're not integrating. They're not living by our rules. They're not effectively accepting our culture. They still want their own culture.